He looks like a criminologist.
The heyday, so to speak, of serial murder was in the 70s and 80s. We had far more serial killers back then than we do now. And evidence of that is the fact that when we see documentaries and movies about serial killers, they focus on Bundy and Gacy and the legacy killers of the past. There's really no high profile.
Okay, John, go ahead. What I tell you is what I know is fact.
I'm a power person. I enjoy power. Nobody else had the guts to pull off what I pulled off.
Police today found 6 more bodies
under the home of suspected killer John Gacy.
Well, you can be walking down the street, and if Gacy lay eyes on you, you have now become his next victim.
I know society will never be able to forgive me. I know the families of the victims will never be able to forgive me for what I have done. Your Honor, it is over now.
Welcome, all you true crime lovers. Sit back, grab that blanket and hot beverage, and prepare for another Saturday night of The Murder Show. Whose mind and story will we dive into tonight? Now for your host, Tim, and alongside him, his co-host, Criminology, Chris, and Classroom Jackie.
Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic, well, I almost said Saturday. Wow. Sunday evening, that's right, tonight. We are on a different night tonight. Welcome to the Murder Show here. I am your host, Tim. Alongside of me is my co-host, Criminology, Chris.
Good evening, everybody.
And alongside of Criminology, Chris is the director of all social media platforms, Classroom Jackie.
Hey, everybody.
So welcome to another episode here. It's going to be a pretty good one, I think.
It's a bit of a doozy.
Yes, that's
a doozy.
A doozy.
doozy. At least you didn't say duty.
And when we are in this episode, keep in mind there's 2 different ways this could be. It could either be brainwashing or just the cult mentality following. So at the end, we'll talk a little bit about that and see what you guys think as we go.
Yes, definitely. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm scattered brain here. Okay. So as always, we always like to say don't forget to follow and subscribe to all of our social media platforms. We are on Facebook and TikTok at Murder Show. And our 2 sponsors, Unique Detail LLC, they are located here in northeastern Ohio. They're a great company. I've had my car cleaned by them, and I think you guys have had your car cleaned by them too as well.
Multiple.
So,
Ceramic.
oh yeah, see, Chris is over here selling ceramic coatings for him now.
It's 100% worth it.
So if you are in near Cleveland area, northeastern Ohio, hit them up. They're on Facebook too as well. And then can't forget about Crafty Corner by Laura, all handmade crochet items, jewelry, plushies, and more. And you can check them out on Instagram at Crafty Corner by Laura and on Etsy. And you can also message her too at the Crafty Corner Crochet at gmail.com. So we'd like to thank both of them. I think, Classroom Jackie, if you had anything or you want to just dive on in, we are talking about the Doomsday murders.
The Doomsday cult killers.
Yes, Doomsday cult killers. This was Jackie's pick for the week. So this is a pretty interesting murder and case here, and I didn't know a whole lot about it once again until we kind of got into it. So a lot of times we cover serial killers, but then also, Murder Show as we are, we cover murders too as well. We like to kind of broad out. And since we did the Doomsday cult a little bit with Manson the last 2 weeks. We figured we'd expand it out and go into this too as well. So other than that, I will shut up and turn the mic over to Classroom Jackie.
I actually didn't realize until today that they associated this case with Manson with the Doomsday cult thing.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. That, I mean, it makes sense.
It does. They were all about the end times. I'm going to throw a little bit of a warning out for some people. There is the talk of 2 children being murdered. I do recommend, if you have anything like that in your life, please don't listen to this. Please, we appreciate all of your support, but we need you guys to make sure you're mentally okay and not have triggers like these. But this is the case of Lori Chad Daybell and Chad Daybell, also known as the Doomsday Killers cult killers. Oh my gosh, I butchered that.
You already started.
Already starting. When police in Rexburg, Idaho, perform a wellness check on 7-year-old J.J. Vallow and his 16-year-old sister, Tylee Ryan, both children are nowhere to be found. Their mother, Lori Vallow, gives a phony explanation, and when officers return the following day with a search warrant, she too is gone. As the police begin to close in, a larger web of mystery, murder, fanaticism, and deceit begins to unravel. This is the case. So far, it just sounds so messed up.
Yeah, I don't know. This woman, the more we get into it, she really just pisses me off.
I'm just gonna say I really hate this woman. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely hate her.
He's got the same amount of hate and passion for her as Chris did for his buddy over there, BTK.
You don't mess with children.
No.
Period.
Nope.
Yep, that was my issue.
Yeah.
Especially for those of us who have children. I think anybody out there understands that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we're gonna start with Lori. Lori Noreen Ryan Daybell, or Lori Vallow Daybell, was actually born Lori Noreen Cox on June 26, 1973. Now, there is not a lot about her early childhood or growing up, but we do know that she was in a Mormon family and that her mother and father were tax protesters. They believed in sovereign citizen ideology, which that's believing you shouldn't pay for things if you live here, right? Isn't that how you explained it?
Sounds good to me. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
What did you say it was again?
Sovereign citizen ideology.
I'll look that up and try to get you an answer.
Oh, cool. When Lori was 19, she married her high school boyfriend. That would have been, oh my gosh, it was on here a minute ago. She married her high school boyfriend. I believe his name was Nelson. Yeah, it was Nelson.
Yeah, early.
Yeah, she married Nelson. They were married for 6 weeks. So she got that marriage annulled, moved on. In 1995, Lori married again, and she.
I've had a cold that lasts longer than 6 weeks.
Did you get that looked at when it was 6 weeks? I mean, you might want to get that checked out.
Point, but I mean, you ever have one of those things where you just like cough and neck and it just never goes away?
Pneumonia.
Yeah. So you said it's sovereign citizen ideology?
Yeah,
Right.
ideology.
So it's an anti-government extremist belief system whose adherents consider federal, state, and local governments to be illegal, or what's it, illegitimate, or
Illegitimate?
yes. Followers believe that they are not subject to the U.S. laws unless they consent to them, and that the true original government was secretly replaced by de facto corporation.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's kind of like what you were saying. So,
Well, in a lot
Party
of
foul.
situations,
Just
especially with heavily religious, you know, religion. Some of them
Yeah.
You feel, well, obviously God is what governs me.
Yeah.
In 1995, Lori married William Nigio. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Lagio.
Whatever happened to normal names? I don't understand. In everything that we cover, it's got to be some fucked up name. Instead of just like Brian Schmitz, it's like Brian Schmidtiaki Duty.
Schwartz.
Like, why? I don't understand that. Are these people just fucking out loud and then they're just like, oh my God, we're going to name our kid, Ganaguchi Baditi, as Bacon. Yeah, yeah. And then he finishes and it's all done. But it's like, sorry. I had to get that out. That was just pissing me off. Anyways,
Yeah,
that
makes
really
this difficult. It really does.
Yeah, yeah.
Luckily,
As in Peter Griffin would say, that really grinds my gears, okay?
Luckily, the next 3 husbands she has after this one, you can pronounce every part of their name. The marriage was short-lived that she had in 95. They had a son together named Colby. They did divorce by 1998, is from what I found. Lori then met and married her 3rd husband, Joseph Ryan, in 2001. Joseph adopted Colby, so he ended up getting his last name and being Colby Ryan. They had a daughter together, Tylee. In 2004, they divorced because it was said that Joseph was abusive. So he was beating the kids, beating her, things like those. It was bad. She left and divorced him through that, saying, I went through a lot of years of this kind of hard stuff, and I was going to murder him. This is the time where she turned to her temple. She started becoming more into her religion and her faith and depending on that. She stated as well, I was going to kill him, like the scripture says, like Nephi killed, just to stop the pain and to stop him coming after me and to stop him coming after my children. Fun fact, he later died in 2018 of an apparent heart attack.
Oh, God. He wasn't even that old?
He was, I think, I'm going to say it's probably going to be wrong. I believe he was like 48, 52 range, somewhere like that.
Oh, it's not that old.
No. But they said it was from blood clots. According to his family, he had never had blood clots. His dad did and his brother did, but he didn't.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember hearing that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, that's right. I remember them saying blood clots, and then, yeah, they were like, well, he never had those, but...
She didn't wait long to remarry. In 2005, she met and married. His real name was Leland Charles Anthony Vallow. Very, very long name. He would commonly go by as Charles. In 2013, when Lori and Charles were still together, they adopted Charles' grandnephew, which was Kay Woodcock and Larry Woodcock were Charles' sister and brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Charles' niece was the one who had JJ. So she gave him up due to drugs and not being able to take care of him.
And then the grandparents.
Yeah, it took him
Took him
on
on,
from
yeah.
7 weeks old till 2 years old.
Oh, wow, so they had him for a little bit then.
Mm-hmm. That was in 2013 is when they adopted him. So he officially became JJ Vallow. Now it was the family of 3. Plus Charles had 2 kids as well. So it was 5 kids altogether. Around 2015, Lori became interested in Chad Daybell's Standing in Holy Places series of books. Over the next few years, she became increasingly invested in radical religious beliefs, reading books about near-death experiences, and listening to podcasts by excommunicated Mormons. She and Chad Daybell both went to BYU and were both Mormons. Now, a little bit about Chad. He was born Chad Guy Daybell, born on August 11th, 1968 in Utah. Same thing, Mormon family, growing up, just family man. He was accepted and enrolled at Brigham Young University after high school. 1 year into college, he applied to be a missionary, for which he spent 2 years in New Jersey. He then resumed his studies and graduated from BYU with a bachelor's in journalism. He later married Tammy Douglas on March 9th, 1990. They had 5 kids together. Chad worked for a time as a copy editor for the Ogden Standard Examiner. At various times during and after his studies, he supported himself by working as a grave digger. He was then the cemetery sexton for Springville.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that for a minute. I was like, what are they doing? What are they doing sexually at the cemetery now?
I had to ask that question last night. Okay. That one. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. No, no.
They're the caretakers of the property and setting everything up.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I
I
believe
thought that's
so.
what you said last night.
Yes.
I remember last time.
Chad's first religion-themed novel, An Errand for Emma, was published in 1999 by the Springville-based publisher Cedar Fort Inc. He eventually left his employment at the cemetery to focus on his writing. In 2001, he published his second book, One Foot in the Grave, a non-fiction book that chronicled his experiences working in cemeteries. These are the kind of books that Lori Vallow started reading and getting into.
There you go. The word sexton is called that because it comes from the Latin word sacristus, meaning custodian of sacred objects. So originally, a sexton was a church officer responsible for maintaining the building and its sacred items, and the role later moved into big graves and such.
So they're making it sound fancy.
By the end of the 2000s, the Daybells were facing financial problems. At that time, Chad's publishing business provided an annual income of approximately $2,000. An annual income of $2,000.
What year was that in?
The end of the 2000s.
Yeah, that wasn't. Wow. 2000 in a year. I'd be ashamed to tell people.
I was informed that my mic is in and out. Maybe I'm just not close. So.
That's probably what it was. It's
Probably.
all good. That's probably.
You think that if I spoke as clearly and loud as I do, I could actually move away from this thing? But the truth be told, I have to almost kiss it in order for people to hear me.
Maybe we need it. Maybe we need it.
Turn the sensitivity up on this. I'm like a ghost in fast.
There, I cranked you up a little bit. There you go, buddy. I'm sorry, everybody out there. Thank you. Logistics of trash cans, and
it was the logistical coordinator.
Yeah, the logistical coordinator of fucking trash cans. That's what I'm calling you. And yes, I'm gonna add that part in there too. Fucking trash cans. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
David?
Both spouses had to work part-time jobs to supplement that income, with Chad being employed again as a cemetery sexton, so he went back to working in cemeteries and taking care of the sacred people and the grounds. He started to... He actually salvaged his company and found an audience among people concerned by the second coming of Jesus, so the end times, pretty much. He became a popular author and speaker in some radical Mormon circles. He published dozens of fiction and nonfiction books by himself or with other authors. Most of his novels often depicted apocalyptic situations and dystopian futures, and featured characters based on his own family. So he would probably change their names and still use them in there. In a memoir, oh my goodness gracious. In one of his books called Living on the Edge of Heaven, he claimed to have had 2 near-death experiences that allowed him to receive supernatural visions from beyond the veil. A recurring theme in both of it.
Oh my God, slow it down.
You need us to jump in and talk for a few minutes there for you? Okay. So,
Anyway,
yeah, this guy, there's a lot going on here. I mean, it's a lot to unpack, definitely, but wow. Okay.
He had a bunch of. I'm not going to go into all of his books. There's a ton of them.
yeah, so I actually looked up earlier, in regards to this entire situation, I looked up something and I have something here that I can read. Actually, distinguishing fanaticism from devotion. Um, so, a devout believer has the strong faith and internalizes their beliefs, generally without imposing them on others through force. A zealous person is dedicated and energetic about their cause, which is not inherently negative. A fanatic typically will cross the line into obsession and tolerance, where their actions become rigid, aggressive, and potentially, in this case, obviously, it became harmful. So I thought that was kind of a good way into trying to understand the difference between, um, where these people might have started out and where they ended up. Because even their family mentioned multiple times, we watched that documentary on these guys, and their family mentioned multiple times, like 2 years ago, like, this isn't the same person. This is not the same person that I knew or that I, grew up with or that
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
was
they said that she
related
was.
to.
It was like she was possessed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they were totally gone.
Yeah.
But they went off that deep end, whether it's belief or maybe something traumatic sparked that situation.
Could have been.
But yeah, I mean, you guys watched it too.
Yeah.
So they obviously took a dramatic change because initially it started out great. Like, I mean, there were ethics, there was morality, and that's what these are designed to instill,
Mm-hmm.
not making decisions and determining that your family are zombies
Yeah.
or anything.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and some stuff that we cover, people say that family says that this isn't the same person that I knew or grew up with, in some of the different cases that we study, or that we go through. So yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, because they mentioned that multiple times in that documentary that we watched that, it wasn't the same Lori
Yeah.
or the same Chad, So clearly they had gotten into something and, it was messing with their mental state of mind. And so, yeah, I agree.
So Chad actually, by 2010, he became a publisher of apocalyptic author and self-proclaimed clairvoyant Julie Rowe. She and Chad made similar prophecies about the end times and claims that their own connections to the spirit world both were popular among Mormon preppers. So his ideologies were already there when he started writing those books, so One Foot in the Grave, all of those things around 2011, things like those.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he also became hyper-focused on prepping for the end times. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's some people that are really big into the end time stuff, not going into like religion and stuff like that, but there's some people that they stock up and,
oh yeah, the preppers.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's some people, man, that it's just like, oh my gosh. And I've seen some people that actually have like little pantries with specifically for that,
Oh yeah.
for that stuff,
Yeah. And more power to you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna tell you what's gonna happen. What hell, I mean, maybe something will happen and you guys win. Uh,
Yeah. Me personally,
Yeah.
though, like they put it in the documentary last night. Somebody said it, that might have been Chad's brother. He said that if the end times happen, he's like, I don't want to keep living through it. He's like, I'd rather just go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how long do you want to prolong things in that
Mhm.
scenario?
Yeah. So I kind of agree with what he was saying, but sorry, go
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
okay.
Bless you. Or yawn you or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
whatever's going on.
It was like a sneeze was coming on, and then I was like, nope, we're just gonna yawn now.
It was a Tourette's you moment or something, so.
Why was-
He's seriously trying to chew off the side of her. I can't. I'm sorry.
I need another co-host.
We keep picking on her. Another co-host.
Another female on the team.
So you want a co-host of the director co-host of social media here?
Yes.
Well, why don't we hire to the I'm trying to read. Okay, good to emphasize it. I mean,
Yeah, that's very true, Laura.
yeah, that's very, very true.
Very true.
Good
they can
to
get out of hand quickly.
emphasize the difference between best to educate so people can be armed with the critical thinking called for some of the most scary
Right, and she
situations.
was referring
Yeah.
to what I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Being a believer and being taking it too far.
In this case, is what they did.
Yeah.
Right.
In 2010, Susan Freeman, which was one of the authors that Chad published, stopped working with him over concerns about his radicalization and the devotion and his deviation from Mormon teachings, becoming convinced that his beliefs were dangerous. In 2015, Chad claimed he heard the voice telling him to relocate to Rexburg, Idaho. He and Tammy moved there from Springville that June. He also predicted that Utah was going to be devastated by an earthquake in 2015. I don't remember if there was an earthquake in 2015 in
I don't
Utah.
think that happened.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember last night too, they were originally saying that the end of the world, Lori said, would be like 2020 or something like
Yeah.
that. I remember we all looked at each other and were like, well, that didn't happen.
Yeah, because you're still here.
You missed.
Yeah. Just like the whole millennial thing when 2000 hit and all that.
Well,
Remember?
yeah, it's so, I think about it from time to time, and you get a lot of people will. Maybe it's just like a universe-centric sort of feeling or thought process some people have where they feel like in lieu of them being a part of the world, that the world and everything like that is here specifically for them.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's obviously kind of a narcissistic kind of view that you take on that sort of thing, but there's a lot of people out there that don't believe. They look at the situation in the world and they say, how can this world go on without? Like,
Yeah.
the idea of not being here anymore is to, it can't be explained in their mind. So they almost gravitate towards this thought of all this stuff's here for me.
Yeah.
You know what
No,
I'm
I got what
saying?
you're saying. Yeah.
So that universe centric sort of thing, I think could maybe lead to bad things too.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
obviously, it's been proven to be incorrect time and time again, as multiple people have consistently tried to prophesize the end of the world and
Oh, yeah.
other things like that,
Yeah.
and continue to get it wrong.
Mm-hmm. All right. Back to the Jackie over there.
Yes. Around 2015 is when Chad and Lori met the very first time. That was at a convention. 2018, where they met. Was with Lori's niece, Melanie Gibb, and her friend. I am not pronouncing this, so we're just going to go with Z, because we talked about weird names, and this is one of them,
Oh, God.
whom she had recently befriended. Lori attended a Preparing a People event where she met Chad there. Gibb and Lori's friend that she just made both said that Lori had behaved in a flirtatious manner to Chad at the conference. Chad claimed to Lori that they had been married in multiple previous lives. They started communicating privately after that. So he told her, we've been married many, many, many times. Lori also, it was stated, she believed that she was one of the 40 wives of not Brigham Young, but
Joseph Smith.
of Joseph Smith, that she was one of the wives reincarnated.
Oh, 40 wives? That's all he had?
I don't
Wow.
know how many he had the whole thing, but they said like 40-ish.
No, I know I was being very sarcastic. I thought you were supposed to have one, but I guess I'm out of the loop.
Hey, well, whatever you believe, you know.
Yeah.
Works for you, works for you.
Yeah.
After
Okay.
the initial meeting, Lori's husband, Charles, went on a business trip, giving her the opportunity to hold a small overnight gathering at her home. Chad and Gib were among the attendees, so Chad and Melanie, which was her niece. Chad captivating Lori and the group by sharing his Mormon-influenced but unique beliefs. Lori developed a strong attachment to him and his teachings. The two eventually became lovers, so they would keep talking privately, but I don't know.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much just kept it hush hush.
Yeah. Some people knew about it, not everybody did. On December 5th, 2018, Chad and Lori appeared together. Oh. When Charles was on his trip, it's going to get crazy here in a second.
Okay.
Charles was on his trip. She decided when he came back to disappear for 58 days and left him alone. Just completely disappeared.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Right?
I want to disappear for 58 days.
It's ridiculous. December 5th, 2018, Chad and Lori appeared on a show called Preparing a People. It was kind of like us. They were a podcast.
Okay.
On an episode called Time to Warrior Up.
All right.
They were on that several different times, talking about prepping and Mormonism and their beliefs.
Oh, okay.
A religious group started forming around Chad and his teachings, kind of like Manson and his family.
Mm-hmm.
He and Lori told the followers that they belonged to the Church of the Firstborn, of which Chad was the leader. The group included Lori's niece, Melanie Bordeaux Gibb, her brother, Adam Cox, Alex Cox. So she had two brothers and two sisters. We know about Alex and a little bit about Adam.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was, I think it was Adam. No, it was Alex. I hate when people name their kids with multiple A's.
Oh, yeah, with the both A's, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was Alex and Pestine, which was that friend that they had become. Eventually, Cox's girlfriend and then wife joined, and Lori co-hosted the podcast, Fuel the Fire. By February 2019, Lori reportedly informed Charles that she no longer cared about him or JJ. She then vanished for those 58 days. That same month, Charles had to file for divorce, citing threats to his life, as well as the theft of his truck and $35,000 from his joint bank account. The threats on his life were very serious. She said that she no longer cared about him. She could kill him and get away with it. She said that he was no longer Charles, but a guy named Ned Snyder, and that she was a god assigned to carry out the work of the 144,000 at Christ's second coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Claiming that he's not who he is, but a different spirit is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, just leave. Like, if you're done, just leave.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, yeah. You want out, get out.
Yeah.
Charles sought a protective order against Lori at the advice of his attorney. He withdrew the petition 1 month later, saying he wanted to try and keep the marriage alive. Nevertheless, he had become so worried by Lori's actions that in February 19, he changed his $1 million life insurance policy so the beneficiary would be his sister Kay rather than his wife. Lori was unaware of this until after Charles' death. Arizona police detectives later retrieved text messages between Chad, Lori, and her brother, Alex Cox, which referred to Charles as Ned or Hiplos. I think that's how you say that.
Ned or what?
Hiplos. Hiplos.
Okay. Hiplos.
The names of the spirits said to possess him. Lori told members of her religious group that her husband had become a zombie. Several followers repeatedly joined to pray for Charles' demise. Charles discovered his wife's affair with Chad, and he was getting ready to go confront Tammy, which was Chad's wife,
Yeah.
about this. On July 1st, 2019, Charles informed Lori that he was planning to meet her. At that point, Lori and Chad were communicating constantly with burner phones, so trying not to be tracked in what they were doing.
Yeah. Do people still do burner phone shit?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I never had a reason to use one, but I don't know.
Yeah, I always wanted to like play a guest time call in the car and just snap a phone in half, throw it out the window like I was a spy.
So with this zombie thing, because we're going to hear about this in multiple.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I don't get about the zombie thing. Zombies supposedly they make them up to be that they contain this flesh-eating disease shit, and they attack everybody that's not a zombie.
Right.
They bite him, and then that person turns into one, right? That's the whole theory behind it. So if you're living with a so-called zombie, why the fuck have you not been bitten or turned into a zombie yet? I don't understand that.
So
That's what I'm serious, you know?
I think it's a radical definition of zombie. I think if you actually look up the legitimate definition, it's probably something along the lines of a person that is
undead or
acting. No, probably not even that. Probably somebody acting out of their control or influenced by something else other than themselves. It's probably not what we truly come to think is like, Night of the Living Dead kind of zombie.
So, okay, so the definition of a zombie is a mythological undead corporal revenant created through the reanimation of a corpse.
Yeah.
So,
which I understand why they're calling them, because they're saying that these certain people are possessed by different spirits, so they're no longer them; they're zombies, quote
Right.
unquote.
Like, I mean, some people sit around and you look at them and you're like, man, you look like you're sitting there like a zombie.
oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
You're basically saying like you're sitting there with like out purpose and you're just like
Slowly
blank.
moving, or
Yeah, like
yeah.
you're a blank slate. You got nothing going on inside your dome.
Yeah. I was just curious because they really throw that term around in this particular case quite a bit. They were a zombie, and it's like, well, why the hell have you not been bitten? Like,
Right. It's
sorry.
no. It's. I'm gonna say this case makes me so mad.
And why didn't zombies fight each other? I mean, how do they know?
How do they know? Yeah, because they don't really have
Is it heat seeking?
knowledge or brain.
Maybe they
They're-
only see in thermal.
Heat seeking.
I don't know.
Like they can feel heat, and if there's no heat,
Yeah,
why
why
am
do
I
they
not
not
fighting you?
attack anybody? Because you see it in the movies too, where the person's like, act like you're one of them, and then you're fine, you know, and they're just like, you know.
Position is like predator.
Yeah,
They
right.
They just see.
Like a T-Rex, it can't see anything if it doesn't
Oh,
move.
I think, yeah, hold on.
Oh God. All right, go ahead.
On July 11th, 2019, just 10 days after telling Lori he was going to go meet with Tammy, Charles went to pick up J.J. Vallow at Lori's home in Chandler, Arizona, early in the morning. Alex Cox, Lori's brother, was present. Supposedly, an altercation occurred at Cox, and Cox shot and killed Charles. Tylee Ryan, Lori's daughter, later told police that she had grabbed a baseball bat after she heard from her room Charles, Lori, and Alex arguing. That Charles had taken the bat away from her and that she had run away from the house with JJ before the shooting. Cox claimed self-defense, alleging that he had retrieved his gun after Charles struck him on the head with the bat. When we watched that documentary last night, and you see the body cam footage, there is not a single mark on this guy's head.
I think they said all he had was like a 1-inch incision or something, and then he didn't even want medical
From
attention.
a baseball bat?
Yeah, if you would have been hitting with a baseball bat, you would want medical attention.
If you were hit from a baseball bat, you're going to have a goose egg that's very visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy didn't. I mean, he didn't even have any hair really. I mean, he had no padding back there, so
No.
I
He-
can relate. Yeah,
yeah.
struck in the
Well,
head when you don't have a lot of cushion.
They also said that everything that he was saying seemed like it was, well rehearsed.
Motion.
Yeah, and emotionless. Yeah.
It came out that he waited 45 minutes after the shooting to call 911.
Yeah, I know. That
So he
happens
had
on.
45 minutes to rehearse this.
That shit happens multiple times, and they usually say, "Well, I was scared and I didn't know what to do," and it's like, come on, really? You were scared and you didn't know what to do. Why are you scared? You shouldn't be scared if you had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah,
Lori was not there, and she was not the one who called for the ambulance. Lori actually took JJ to school and stopped on her way at Burger King and then Walgreens to buy flip-flops.
well, the king says when you need a Whopper,
But
gotta
this-
get that Whopper.
Now, keep in mind that this happens in July of 2019, and she went to the Walgreens and bought flip-flops during this. Because it's going to play into what happens
At the
next.
Walgreens?
At the Walgreens.
Who the hell buys flip flops at the Walgreens?
I've done it. They're like $3.
Oh, sorry.
What are you giving her?
Yeah, what are you giving her a hard time for then?
Giving her a hard time for buying them. It's just keep in mind why, like, okay, maybe she's going to the pool or something and she needs a flip flop. But her next wedding to number 5, that's right, 5 husbands.
5. She's on a roll. She's like the guy that had 40 wives.
Now, no charges were pressed, but police detectives later testified that Lori's behavior that day was oddly nonchalant. She didn't seem affected by the situation at all. Lori's friend, we're going to call her Z because I'm not pronouncing it, said that Cox had told her he did not feel bad because he had killed a zombie. So supposedly, he killed a zombie. He killed Charles.
So non-zombie killed a zombie.
Yeah, he killed a zombie. He was one of the religious fanatics. The Church of the Firstborn, First Fire, whatever it was. Yeah, he was one of those people. 2 days before the shooting, Lori had sent her brother a message saying to be like Nephi, which was interpreted by the police as a command to kill a wicked man. How much more evidence do you need?
This whole thing is just like one.
We need to talk for a minute. That way, Jack can calm down.
Yeah, you need us to interlude there for you for a little bit. Yeah. Inhale, exhale.
Okay. I will apologize now. It just gets worse. And it makes the more you get into what she did and the way she acted.
It's just a giant shit show, but.
And I'm just going to say I don't like her.
Go get an ice pack, Jack.
I'm going to go get some water.
Ice pack, yeah. Oh, okay. We got to take a second.
My.
Yeah, this whole thing is I don't know, pretty wild. This Chad guy, and we'll get into it with this Chad guy. This Chad guy's a trip. I mean, some people think supposedly that he's not, or that he was very smart in this or that, and it's like, I don't know.
I mean,
He's like a Manson.
Yeah, things were going. It's kind of like kicking. We're going. How can you honestly just walk away from all that? Like everybody's just
I know.
intelligent to catch up to you doing incredibly obvious shit.
I don't get a lot of that. I don't get a lot of that. It's like when you watch like these live patrol shows or the old cops shows and stuff.
Yeah.
That these people get on these high-speed pursuit chases, and there's like 30 cops involved, choppers flying above, and it's like, how do you, in your right mind, think that you're going to get away with this shit?
Yeah, at that point, like, I mean, exactly. Like, what are you gonna do?
Do you
You're
think
gonna drive through a cloud and they're gonna lose you? Like,
you randomly think the cops are going to get on there and be like, yeah, you know what, guys, we got to stop for lunch. Let's call this whole thing off, and they're just going to stop following them.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
you're going to get caught. And even if you get away, majority of the time, it ends up catching up with them.
Well, regardless, yeah. I mean, obviously, I try to live my life pretty 100% lawfully, and it just seems like I stopped doing bad, stupid shit when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because I just always got caught. So it just
That's how I was too.
Bad, stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, it's just absurd, like you said.
I just don't understand. Maybe it's like that fight or flight mode people get into. And instead, most of the time, too, it's pretty funny because when people get stopped, they'll do a high-speed chase, and then all of a sudden, the cop's like, I wasn't even going to write you a ticket. And you took off and you caught, now you're going to go to jail and get multiple charges,
I was going to give you a warning, and now you're getting like attempted vehicular homicide.
Yeah, right. But that happens, and it's like, damn, man,
Yeah.
But were you okay there? Water break okay, boss?
Yeah.
Go calm down.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Are you thinking of donkeys and ponies and shit?
Screen blocks.
But yeah, no, that's it. Like you said, Chris, it's one of those where all this going on, how do these two think that they're going to get away? And then when we get to the storage facility footage and that kind of stuff too, there's a camera right there. All storage facilities have these, cameras. I don't care. I mean, at least majority of them do.
Well, nowadays everything has cameras.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Where my shop is, there's cameras all the way around the whole entire complex, It's because they have those for a reason. So how do you think carrying all this stuff in and out of a unit, people going there 5 to 10 times a day and all that, and then the one thing in there that we'll talk about that looked like something.
Yeah, it's going to draw attention.
Yeah.
I mean, and the wrong kind.
That's what, but yeah, I don't get it. But anyways, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, at the time of the murder, when Charles died, Chad was still married to his wife, Tammy. Tammy mysteriously died. They said
really?
It was, said she just didn't wake up in her sleep.
So it was natural causes? No? All right.
Asphyxiation.
Oh, okay. So that just mysteriously happens, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I hope I don't mysteriously have that happen. Now that I live.
Pillows on the bed.
That's why I don't have too many pillows.
Yeah.
See, all these people that have like 40 pillows in their bed.
Dangerous.
Asphyxiation.
Dangerous.
Anyways, go ahead.
I mean, I get it, but
It's decoys. That's the only what it is.
It's a decoy. Chad and Lori married.
Okay, I feel better.
Give me 1 second, because Matt, I lost my spot.
Lost your what?
Lost my spot.
Jesus, Murphy. What is happening?
Days after Charles was killed, Chad sent Lori a love story in the form of a series of text messages. The story, which investigators called a romance novel, told the meeting of James and Elena, the names Chad substituted for himself and Lori, and gave a detailed description of their sexual relationship.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not going to read that.
Oh, no.
She undid her trousers. She pulled them down.
Oh.
What are those where they read like sex stuff? She undid the clasp in her bra. It was a bra from Kohl's. Sorry, go ahead. She paid with Kohl's cash.
Old lady-ish.
I'm sorry, guys.
They said that their past lives, Lori had been also known as Mary French, the great grandmother of Joseph Smith, as well as the wife of the prophet. Moroni. Moroni, Moroni.
We'll just go them.
M. According to Chad, past lives were multiple probations on Earth. This belief is shared by some Mormon fundamentalist groups, to consider that such probations are necessary for one to reach exhaustion. I don't know what happened. It just popped up and wouldn't go away.
That sounds personal, anyways.
My cereal popped on. Chad categorized people as light or dark based on his assigning them an affiliation with Jesus Christ or Satan. So he ranked them by where they thought they believed they belong.
Oh, okay.
He and Lori employed a unique scoring system for good and evil, assigning every person a rating from the light to dark side. According to their beliefs, dark people were possessed by evil spirits. The group often joined in casting ceremonies, where they would try to cast away evil spirits through prayer and scripture reading.
It was funny, that whole ranking thing. Like, I actually knew somebody that had schizophrenia, and they actually, like, later on as it progressed, they actually were doing that with their own family. They were ranking them as good and evil and all
Really?
this other stuff. It was the exact same thing. I mean, obviously, it's a completely
Wow.
different world, and I doubt that. Usually, when that kicks in, it kicks in like around 1921 or something like that, when it starts
Wow, that's crazy.
like exposing itself, manifesting.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting.
It is. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what the connection is there, but anyway.
They claim that in some cases, possessed people could become zombies. So there's the whole zombie
Zombie thing
in
again,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. And the only way to banish a zombie was to kill the person. 7 women within the group, including Lori and Z, call themselves the 7 Gatherers and would do castings together, sometimes via Zoom. It's not going to work. You guys are idiots.
Yeah. Zoom.
It's just idiot. They also used vibration scales and had their beliefs said that they included teleportation and the dark and light portals that they could go through and yada 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 stupid bullshit. Just leave it at that. Chad predicted that the world would come to an end on July 22nd, 2020.
Wait, so are we in that now?
5 years too late.
Oh, I didn't know if we were there now. I wasn't sure.
Still hasn't ended.
I mean,
maybe it did.
I got a motorcycle in the end. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Good work.
Can we do away with winter so I can ride all year then?
That'd be
right. It would be awesome.
That's crazy. 2020.
Chad and Lori married.
What?
Chad and Lori married on November 5th, 2019. You can laugh. Just 2 weeks after Tammy's death. And 3 weeks before a case goes open for JJ and Tylee. This is where it gets messed up.
I feel so bad for that little boy. I mean, both of them I do.
Yeah, both of them.
But
And
JJ just seemed like a sweetheart.
I
and the
feel
family too.
Oh, the grandparents, Larry and Kay, yeah.
They seem like such
just that documentary last night. It broke
I
my
mean,
heart.
think about what they probably think about all the time now is they probably wish that they would have never adopted JJ to Lori, going back because they thought it
Oh,
was the
yeah,
best
I mean-
decision. And now think about that. They probably contemplate that in their head all the time. Like, what if?
Yeah, you make choices. You live
Well,
in
yeah,
life. How do
yeah.
you know? You just
True. But I feel bad for them because they seem like genuinely
good.
they had
Yeah.
such a huge love for that kid.
Yeah.
Well, for both of them, but especially him.
But even early on when they first went down, they obviously family did have a love for them too. And
Yeah.
you know,
Well, then, yeah, and then they got into all that and it just messed with them,
good thing.
mentally.
But, yeah.
On October 2nd, 2019, Brandon Bordeaux, the estranged husband of Lori's niece, Melanie, was shot at from a Jeep while driving home in Gilbert, Arizona. The bullet missed his head by inches. Brandon, who had been close to Charles and Lori's family, recognized the Jeep as the vehicle used by Tylee Ryan. The Jeep drove away, but Brandon could give its license plate number to the police, who identified it as being registered to Charles Vallow. Care to guess who was driving that Jeep?
Lori? Who?
Alex Cox.
Oh.
Lori's brother.
Lori's brother.
One of the members of the stupid.
Oh. Interesting. Why was he driving it?
I don't know. That wasn't the only shooting that happened. In 2019 of October, Tammy Daybell, before she was murdered, had two masked men show up and attempt to shoot her with a paintball gun, is what she thought it was. It wasn't a paintball gun. The gun jammed. They tried to shoot her twice, and both times the gun jammed.
Oh, and a jam? What are the odds?
Right? It's like a guardian angel's like, no, this isn't it. Not today.
How does that happen? Because you know, like, a lot and stuff with guns and different things. When it jams up, what is that? Where the bullet's stuck in the chamber and it won't release out? Is that what a jam is?
Well, it a couple of different things. I mean, obviously, yeah, you could get a failed ejection after a shot is actually fired, but that would entail that whatever initial bullet actually left the chamber because it's trying to eject a shell, and the gun could be jammed on that shell. But it sounds like in this case, it sounds almost like, I don't know if they actually got any shots off, or whether there was a legitimate misfire right from the rip. Maybe whatever if they racked the gun in order to load a round into the chamber, if it got misfed.
Oh, okay.
And got lodged in there.
Yeah, because it happened twice.
Yeah, it was unable to fire. Or, I mean, it could have just been a faulty primer on a bullet that could lead to its inability to fire. But, I mean, to have that happen twice in a row, especially from the same gun, especially after you clear the initial blockage.
So that's pretty odd.
Or the dead primer. To have two dead primers in a row,
I
think is like nearly. I mean, unless you're using ammo that you found in a crate from Vietnam or something like that. I don't know. I think that's pretty.
I was just curious because you hear every once in a while about jams and stuff, and I don't know a whole lot with guns, but I was just curious.
It's just pretty fortunate, but well, in her case, it was fortunate. You know?
Yeah. Have you ever experienced, like, when you go to the range or something, a gun jamming?
Very rarely. Very rarely. Sometimes when you use crappy ammo, sometimes at the range, every once in a while you'll get something that won't eject properly, just because the actual powder or something like that inside of that round might not be enough to, maybe it carries the bullet out the end of the gun, but it's not enough power to rack the gun back and make it out of the port to be ejected.
Oh, okay.
At the time, so maybe it just has a lack of power. Or
Gotcha.
like that. But that's a bullet manufacturing thing too. So, but I've had it happen.
Yeah.
Where you've had it stick, and I've had to like rack it and dump a, casing out of a gun or something like that. But
gotcha.
it ain't gonna happen twice in a row.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. I was like, well, that seems kind of odd, but all right.
Ballistics with Chris.
Ballistics with Chris, yes. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
10 days later, Tammy was found dead in her home, apparently from natural causes. Chad claimed that she had retired the previous night with a terrible cough and died in her sleep. He said that Tammy had been experiencing low blood pressure, seizures, and negative reactions to homeopathic medicines, though nothing in home medical records reported anything like this at all.
Of course not.
Tammy's funeral was organized in Utah 3 days after her death. There was no autopsy initially due to Chad's refusal and the coroner's acceptance of his decision. The funeral, Chad's sister-in-law said that he performed in a businesslike manner. He did not seem to care, was not upset, was trying to force himself to cry for this.
Oh, so he wasn't good at, acting.
He acted just like Lori. Like, Lori was nonchalant. I don't care. My husband's dead. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
She didn't care until she found out that she wasn't getting any of the life insurance money.
Oh, yeah. Then it becomes a big issue.
Now, on the other hand, Chad Daybell benefited $430,000.
Damn.
In 2024, that would have equaled $529,000 for life insurance.
That's a nice little chunk.
Heck of a lot of money. Later down the road, Tammy's body is exhumed and autopsied. It was determined that she had been asphyxiated by someone else. Like I said, there's nothing natural about this.
Yeah.
Nothing about it. Investigators later uncovered text messages between Chad and Lori claiming that Tammy was in limbo and possessed by a spirit named Viola. At some point, Chad and Lori told their followers that Tammy had become a zombie.
Oh, there's the zombies again.
Mm-hmm. Alex Cox's phone was located near the Daybell's residence on October 9th, 4 hours before Tammy was shot at. It pinged again in the same area 10 days later on the night Tammy died. So, was it Chad or was it Alex?
We'll never know.
May know.
Yeah.
There's one person who would know.
Yeah.
Two, maybe.
Yeah.
Two.
But probably aren't sure.
Mm-hmm. Police found at Alex's home an AR-15 that resembled the description Tammy had made of the supposed paintball gun. Cox had made several.
Sorry, like, what paintball gun looks like a real goddamn firearm?
If she doesn't, she may not have known what it was.
I know. Don't those paintball guns kind of have like a tank, a CO
Right.
tank or something on them?
You're coming up to the house, like the first thing you're going to say, oh, paintball gun.
Yeah, right.
That's what that
Anybody's coming up to me with anything that resembles a gun, I'm not going to try to diagnose what it is.
Yeah.
Hang on, stay there a minute, guy. What is it, paintball or?
I'm sure that shoots 68 caliber paintball.
Oh shit!
Had made a few different searches on the use of the AR-15 and on how I don't want to butcher this. So I'm going to spell it, and you have to tell me because it's kind of round.
Or just say the beginning.
Grendel. Grendel round would impact a Dodge Dakota, which was the car that the Daybells owned. So they wanted to know. He wanted to know if it would actually go through it or hurt somebody.
Jeez.
Yeah, nothing like knowing.
Prosecutors later said that the paintball gun spotted by Tammy on the 9th was a real gun that may have jammed or misfired. It did. And the shooter was Alex Cox.
She did it. He did it. We were waiting for one episode for you to do that, and finally, it has happened. Yeah, that Grendel round, 6.5 millimeter. That's a pretty big bullet. That's crazy. It was designed by the British American AR-15 platform at medium and long range, 200 to 800 yard. That's a pretty good size.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, that's a nice little sucker there.
Holy moly. I saw that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you could see it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I better not be looking at nothing bad on the screen. I forgot you could see it over here. Sitting here doing the show and I'm looking at boobs. Sorry, go ahead.
Now, to add more to the Alex was the shooter or the attempted shooter, Lori and her niece and this Z lady were all at a casting on that night that Tammy was attacked in her driveway. At some point, the person called Lori and said something about it on the phone. She became really mad, calling the other person an idiot, moron, and stupid. After hanging up, she commented and said, "Idiot can't do anything by himself."
Jeez.
So violent.
Yeah.
So violent.
Just a little bit.
Chad only waited 3 days before introducing Lori to his children.
That was quick.
3 days.
Maybe he thought highly of her. I don't know.
He also told Todd and Alice Gilbert that he had found the woman he would marry. Days later, Chad brought Lori to meet the Gilberts. Alice described the situation as awkward, with Chad and Lori laughing and giggling and being very affectionate to each other, more than Gilbert had seen Chad be with Tammy. Chad also mentioned that Lori recently had a daughter who had passed away. This is when Tylee and JJ are missing.
Okay. So this is the start of when they were missing.
Yeah. we're gonna dive into that. We're gonna go back almost a month.
And Tylee was 16
And
when she
JJ was 7.
and 7 when they disappeared.
JJ was last seen. We know that he was in school by then in August because they had moved to Rexburg, Idaho, and Lori had sold JJ's service dog, which Charles had spent a ridiculous amount of money on buying. We might have to turn this into a 2-part because we're not even into the thing, and it's 9:07.
Oh. Well, look at that.
I'm going
We
a
might
little-
have to do 2-parter here, folks.
Yeah. We can stop at the disappearance right now and just cover the disappearance in the trial.
Yeah, we
next
still got a
week.
couple minutes.
Tylee was her last known whereabouts was September 8th, 2019 at Yellowstone National Park with her brother JJ, her mother Lori, and her uncle Alex. She was never enrolled at any of the schools in Idaho, even though her mother had claimed she was attending BYU, Idaho. JJ last attended Rexburg's Kennedy Elementary School on September 20th. On the 22nd, Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend were staying at Lori's home. Around 10:30, her boyfriend saw Alex Cox take JJ, who was sleeping, upstairs to his bedroom. This was JJ's last confirmed sighting. On the next morning, JJ was absent. Lori told Gibb and Warwick that JJ had been misbehaving, so his uncle Alex had picked him up. Like, I just can't with this case.
Yeah.
On September 23rd, JJ had an unexcused absence from school. The next day, Lori informed the elementary school that she would now be homeschooling him. In the months that followed her children's disappearance, Lori kept collecting the Social Security survivor benefits that each received after the death of their respective fathers. So after Charles died, they were getting survivor benefits, and she was taking the money. In 2019 of October, 2 Venmo payments were made from Tylee's account to her older half-brother Kobe Ryan, with love expressing messages attached. When Kobe later expressed concern towards Tylee via text, he received responses from her cell phone indicating she was safe but was too busy to talk. After repeated calls to her went unanswered, Kobe became more worried. And I think we can stop.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good stopping point there. So we'll turn this into a 2-part series
Unexpected
just
2-part.
because, yeah, unexpected. That's all right, though. It's fine. It's a cliffhanger.
Kind of went a little long.
That's all right.
There's a
There's
lot
a
that
lot
goes
to
on in
unpack,
this.
yeah. So, but yeah, we will pick this up and continue this next Saturday. We'll be back to our normal day time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Kind of shows you that we don't just sit around and practice this before
No.
we do it.
But
like this is total. This is improv. Everybody.
Yeah. But you know what though? But that's what makes it cool. I mean, I've been getting a lot of good feedback about it, and I know you guys have too. So, and hey, we're gonna keep doing what we do because we enjoy doing it, and that's what we just love doing it. We could have one person listening, and it don't matter. It's fun to do, you know. So, but no, we'll continue this, and we'll do it part 2 on this next week, and then after that, it'll be my pick, and we'll get to that. But until then, I know it's going to be Thanksgiving week this week, so I can't believe it's already that time now. It's crazy. So don't forget, once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel here if you don't already. give us a follow and share this too out as well. We are on all streaming platforms as well, iHeart and Spotify and all the Apple Podcasts and stuff. So, but yeah, we just appreciate everybody listening in and enjoying our show here. Other than that, we hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving, holidays well for them, has a good week. Don't get too wild on Thanksgiving Eve. I know that's supposedly the biggest drinking night of the year.
I used to bartend. It was one of the busiest, but I had the most time that day.
Yeah. And then they regret it the next morning, and then they fill themselves with turkey. So, but hope everybody has a good week, and we will see you right back here next week. So, other than that, Jackie, do your thing.
Same crime time, same crime place.